Grace had treated hundreds of patients in Uganda, but in London she couldn't understand the medical slang. Grace Nasibuga had always believed that nursing was a universal language. Back home in Kampala, she had spent 7 years working in a busy regional hospital, treating everything from malaria to road traffic injuries. She was known for her calm hands, her sharp clinical judgment, and her ability to comfort even the most frightened patients. When she received an offer to work in the United Kingdom, she felt as though her dreams were finally aligning. Better pay, better opportunities, and a chance to support her family. It all felt like a blessing. But on her first day in London, she realised something she had never expected. Medicine might be universal, but medical English was not. Grace arrived at Heathrow Airport on a cold, grey morning in February. The air felt heavier, colder, and strangely quiet compared to the warm chaos of Kampala. She wrapped her scarf tightly around her neck and followed the signs toward the exit, her heart pounding with excitement and fear. Her new hospital, St. Bartholomew's Trust, was one of the busiest in the city. The buildings were modern, the corridors spotless, and the equipment far more advanced than what she was used to. She felt proud walking through the doors, wearing her new navy blue uniform. But within minutes she realised she was in trouble. Doctors spoke at lightning speed, tossing around abbreviations she had never heard before. Can you prep the patient for an ECG and get OBS every 15? He's a bit dodgy, might be going off. Bed 12 is knackered, needs a proper review. Crash trolley's missing a defib pad. Sort it, yeah? Grace blinked, trying to translate the words in her mind. Dodgy, knackered, going off. None of these terms appeared in her medical textbooks. She understood the medicine. She understood the procedures. But she didn't understand the language of the ward. Her first shift was a whirlwind. A patient complained, "Nurse, I'm absolutely knackered. Haven't slept a wink." Grace hesitated. Back home, knackered wasn't a medical term. Was it pain? Fatigue? Weakness? Something serious? She smiled politely. "I'm sorry, could you explain what you mean?" The patient raised an eyebrow. "You know, knackered, exhausted, done in." Grace nodded, pretending she understood, but inside she felt a knot tightening in her stomach. Later, another patient said, "My stomach feels dodgy, like something's not right." Grace froze again. Dodgy? Was it nausea? Cramping? Food poisoning? Anxiety? She asked clarifying questions, but she could feel the patient's frustration growing. By the end of the shift, she felt defeated. She had treated hundreds of patients in Uganda, but here she felt like a beginner. 2 weeks into her new job, Grace sat alone in the staff changing room, fighting back tears. She had never felt so incompetent. She knew she was a good nurse. She had the skills, the experience, the compassion. But every day felt like a test she was failing. She worried her colleagues thought she was slow. She worried patients thought she didn't care. She worried she had made a mistake coming to the UK. Just as she wiped her eyes, the door opened. It was Margaret, a senior nurse with 30 years of experience and a reputation for being tough but fair. "You all right, love?" Margaret asked, her voice gentle. Grace hesitated, then nodded. "I'm fine." Margaret sat beside her. "You're not fine. You look like you're carrying the whole ward on your shoulders." Grace took a deep breath. "It's the language," she admitted. "I understand the medicine, but the slang, the speed, the abbreviations, I feel lost." Margaret smiled knowingly. "Oh, love, every international nurse goes through this. You're not alone." From that day on, Margaret took Grace under her wing. Every shift, she explained the phrases Grace didn't understand. Knackered means tired, proper tired. Dodgy means suspicious, could be pain, could be something off. Going off means deteriorating. Bleep me means call me on the pager. Take OBS means take vital signs. Kneel by mouth means no food or drink. She even taught her non-medical slang that patients used. Peckish means a little hungry. Gutted means disappointed. Chuffed means happy. Taking the mick means joking or teasing. Grace wrote everything down in a small notebook she kept in her pocket. Every night she studied it like exam material. Margaret also taught her the rhythm of British communication, the politeness, the indirectness, the subtle hints. In Uganda, you're direct, Margaret said. Here, we dance around things a bit. Grace laughed. I've noticed. One evening, a middle-aged man was admitted with chest discomfort. He looked anxious, sweating lightly. Nurse, he said, my chest feels a bit dodgy, like something's not sitting right. This time, Grace understood immediately. She asked the right questions. Is the pain sharp or heavy? Does it radiate to your arm or jaw? Are you short of breath? She took his vital signs, performed an ECG, and alerted the doctor. Within minutes, the team confirmed he was experiencing unstable angina. The doctor turned to Grace. Good catch. If you hadn't escalated, this could have gone south fast. Grace felt a warm surge of pride. She had understood. She had acted. She had made a difference. Over the next few months, Grace transformed. She learned to decode the fast-paced handovers. She learned to understand patients from different backgrounds: Cockney, Scottish, Irish, Caribbean, South Asian, each with their own accents and expressions. She learned to speak up confidently during ward rounds. She learned to advocate for her patients. She learned to trust herself again. Her colleagues began to rely on her. Patients asked for her by name. One elderly woman said, "That Ugandan nurse, the kind one, can she look after me today?" Another patient told her, "You explain things better than anyone else." Grace realized something powerful. Her struggle had made her better, more attentive, more empathetic, more aware of the importance of communication in healthcare. 6 months later, Margaret approached her with a smile. "You've come a long way, Grace. How would you feel about mentoring the new international nurses?" Grace's eyes widened. "Me? Yes, you. You understand what they're going through. And you've mastered the language of this place." Grace agreed, and soon she found herself guiding nurses from Nigeria, Ghana, India, the Philippines, and Jamaica. She taught them the slang. She taught them the abbreviations. She taught them the cultural nuances. She taught them the confidence she had once lacked. One day, a new nurse from Kenya said, "Grace, you make this place feel less scary." Grace smiled. She remembered her first weeks, the confusion, the fear, the loneliness, and she felt grateful for how far she had come. One evening, as she walked home through the quiet London streets, Grace thought about her journey. She had left Uganda with dreams of a better life. She had faced challenges she never expected. She had doubted herself, cried in changing rooms, and questioned her abilities. But she had also grown. She had learned a new language, not English, but medical English, the language of her new world. She had become a bridge between cultures, a mentor, a trusted nurse. She whispered to herself, "I made it." And she knew that wherever her career took her next, she would carry this lesson forever. Medicine heals the body, language heals the connection, and understanding both makes you unstoppable. If you enjoyed this story and want more African-inspired lessons that help you master English for real-life situations, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with someone in the healthcare field. Your support helps us reach monetization and continue creating powerful stories for the global African community.